Oh, 7 StarCitizens. Another mining video. This time we're going out with the mole, and this is solo mole mining. Multi-crew mining, we'll do another day. Let's get into solo mole mining right now. Let's get our flying brick out of the hangar and be astonished about the coolness that the ship has. Decide if it looks like a heavy industrial ship. It's a medium industrial ship, and it just has its own little style. The orange that indicates we are working here, and the sheer size of it. The lingering when you fly it like a space truck, and still it is a monumental epic ship with its own style and its own beauty. We are located at Arc L2, and our main mining ground is gonna be, voila, we do planetary mining, and we start at Shady Glen Farms, as it provides us so far with a very good amount of rocks. As you just see here, for solo mining, a 20k mass rock, which is around medium of what you can do with the build that we're having here. In the center, I'm running the Helix 2 with the modules Fokus 3, Stampede and Search, up to 30,000 mass rocks, depending on what their ground is. The Laser 2 is Impact 2 on the right hand side with the modules Fokus 3, Rieger C3 and Stampede. Medium-sized rocks between 20 and 25,000 mass. And last but not least, Hofstad 2 at the left hand side with Fokus 3 and Rieger C3. We use this for the bigger optimal chart window. We have less inert materials when we scoop it up, and it's really handy for subcracks and for rocks between 10 and 15, maybe 16, 17 Ks. So that's what we're having, that's what we're running with on this mole solo build. And as you just saw, we easily cracked this 20k rock. Sure, it's always depending what the base is of a rock. As you heard before, tungsten, most dense material, very, very much harder to crack than tungsten or aluminium based rock. The base is always the ground material, the tier 1 material that is in the rock, which has the most of it. Now we're scooping it up. I usually scan everything first, and I don't scoop things up that have less than 50% materials in it. Another reminder, I spoke to it before in my prospector mining guides or suggestion on what you could do in 323 with it. Mine only rocks that have a percentage of the mineral that you actually want to gather up that is above 40%, because they crack way better, which means you have a higher chance to have 60, 80 or even 100% of the tier 1 materials you want to gather. Again, I go for Quantinium, Gold, Baxalite and Terranite, and Quantinium I usually just use to fill up my mole, or if it's really a big rock that is really worth taking. So there is a lot of material, Quantinium, that I just leave behind. Again, my layer on it is pretty much the same. If it's not 40% and more, I'm not gonna take it. Yes, this means I'm flying around a bit longer, but at first, the mole is a very nice fly. It is a really nice thing to fly. And I wanna have as efficient and as much useful, which means tier 1 or as the tier S materials in my bag, and not as much of the other things. As you can see right now, I try to have the tier 1s on top of it, and then all the additional materials which I anyway don't scoop up. My aim is always to have at least 40 to 50 SCU in my bags that is worth refining. and not the other way around. But of course, that's me and that's how I am doing things. And this is always, it's just a suggestions, and there are always many ways and different ways of doing things. But this is what works for me, and that's what creates fun for me. And here, as you will see, my bags are almost full, so I fill up even with parts and pieces that I usually wouldn't take. So 20%, 30% pieces that I get a full load here, because doing another crack is not worth it, because I won't fit in everything. So I fill up and then I'm moving out. The location I'm mining from is the station in Argo L2. I choose those over the others because it is firstly close to Walla, which is a good ground for planetary mining, and Argo L2 has additional bonuses onto materials that I want to refine. And this means it's either just 100% what you get when you refine, or it's even a +7 with, for example, tier 1 Baxalite. The only minus it has is on a tier 3 material, so I don't bother about that. Here is a situation that I would like to show you that is special, because these are very small rocks. These are 7K rocks, and the other one is about the same size. So they're very small, but they have a high percentage of, for example, here, gold in it. And I'm taking those for one simple reason, because they're close to each other. Usually I wouldn't even bother, because you see 22 SU gathering of 45% gold. This means in the best case we get around 11 SCU, and usually it's not as good, because you see the amount of inert material, even if it's only 3%, but this has a big impact. So we get maybe 7 to 10 gold out of it if we don't blow up the rock. If we overcharge it, then we usually get less. But they're close, so I can do the others. You see, this is a Terranite rock as well, 5K, 48% of Terranite. Well, still worth a pick. Okay, again, 24 SU, it's not a big thing, but it goes fast and quick. And I was on the start here of running a load, so I thought, oh yeah, let's just take it in. So this is really up to you to discern and to figure out so what you want to take and what you're not going to take, because some stuff is definitely doable or worth taking, and other stuff is just really a waste of time. And again, when it comes to time, I mean, this is mining. It is a very sophisticated and skillful profession you can do into the game, which has a good reward, good return on it, and especially now as it starts to get rebalanced, especially with the salvaging, which was so overpowered and so much bigger revenue with very little effort in 3.22, and I'm appreciating that these things got balanced out and it's less of that massive money-making machine that it was. Yeah, I very appreciated it. It was really cool to make millions in such a short time with such little effort. Even solo salvaging would easily give you 4 or 5 millions per hour. And yeah, it's just not realistic, and I don't think it has a good impact on the economy if we have these kind of thing. That's why we're here with the more balanced way, and mining gives you a good reward, even if it takes sometimes 2, 3, 4 days till you get your money. And yeah, it is fun because it is definitely a good challenge to do. All right. Scooped up, filled up our bags. Let's go refining it. Of course, you need to choose the location where you want to bring your materials in. You choose the Dink solventation, slowest way, best yield, lowest cost. You check your materials that you want to take. You see, this is like an okay round that I made here with a bit over 40 SCU of refinable materials. As you just saw, sometimes one marker drops back. That doesn't matter, as long you see the yield that you actually get out of it. That one is pretty important. Then you see when you need to come back to pick it up, and you see the amount you need to pay beforehand for the refinery, so the effective refinery cost, which is 60,983 for that round, which is okay. I usually leave a good amount, a couple of loads in there, and I sell them when I have something over 2, 3, 4, 500 SCU. and I can fly them out with my C2. Summa summarum, mining is fun, mining is a good thing, mining is very lucrative. Whether you go with the prospector, as you see the video here, or with the mole. The mole has bigger back, so it can be longer out there, so it's less flying back and forth, so it's definitely the way to go for. But the prospector is a very good stepping stone onto the way to your mole. And of course, in the end, mining with 3 other people is a lot more fun and way more effective, and you can crack rocks up to 50, 60, 70 Ks, which can give you shitloads of money in a very short time. So that's in the end really what you want to go for, because that's where all the fun is. But every now and then your mates are not around, and then you want to have fun by going solo mining when you're done with all the other cool things you can do in this game. I hope this video was helpful and you liked it, and if you want to see more of this, please subscribe, share, like, and write in the comments about your experiences or what else you would like to see on this channel. 07 StarCitizens.